gonna get to where we need to get to until we, as a team, start defending together. We have to protect this house!
The sneaker business has always been a tough industry to break into. But over the years, a select few brands have been able to make enough waves to rock the boats of the big companies. And Under Armour, for a brief period, was one of those brands. Back in the early 2010s, Under Armour emerged as a disruptor in the athletic apparel world. They exploded onto the scene with year-over-year profits and making a legit effort to seed one of the coveted top 3 spots. Under Armour surprised everyone with the speed that they were able to make moves. Having learned from the brands in the past, Under Armour was poised to make a serious play for it until they hit a wall. And what wall, you may ask? Well, that's what we're here for. So let's find out. I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com, and this is the rise and fall of Under Armour. But as always, before we get started, please take a sec to hit the like button for me. It's free for you guys to do, and it really helps us out, especially at this level that we're at right now. But with that being said, let's get right to it. Under Armour was founded by Kevin Plank, a former University of Maryland football player with the goal of creating moisture-wicking and performance-enhancing athletic apparel. You see, at the time, most workout and sports shirts were made of either cotton or, at best, mesh. And although mesh was a bit better than cotton, neither was ideal if you're going to be in the gym sweating like a madman for a few hours. And being a former athlete, Kevin noticed a common problem during his workouts and practices. His cotton t-shirt would become drenched in sweat, making it heavy and uncomfortable. He began researching fabrics and technologies that could wick moisture away from the body, eventually coming across synthetic materials used in undergarments worn by motorcycle riders. So he decided to test these fabrics on sportswear. In 1996, while still a student at the University of Maryland, Plank started working on creating a prototype for his moisture-wicking t-shirts. He spent time sewing the shirts together and selling them to fellow athletes. After graduating, Kevin used his personal savings and credit cards to launch Under Armour out of his grandmom's basement in DC. To gain more visibility, Plank began sending his products to professional athletes. This strategy eventually paid off when NFL quarterback Jeff George began to publicly endorse the brand. With endorsements from athletes and gradually building brand recognition, Under Armour started to gain momentum. The company expanded its product line beyond just t-shirts to include other types of athletic apparel and accessories. And in 2005, Under Armour went public, launching an IPO. The company continued to innovate with new fabric technologies such as UA heat gear and cold gear lines. In 2006, Under Armour made its first journey into the footwear industry with the launch of its first performance running shoe. The company aimed to extend the brand's performance-oriented approach into the footwear industry as well. But, as we all know, this could be difficult. Breaking into the sportswear market in general is one thing, but breaking into the sneaker market is a whole nother beast. If you saw the video that we did on Reebok last week, you'll remember how I discussed that Reebok struggled to get top-end talent to endorse the brands, save for a few names like Shaq and Iverson. And apparently, Kevin had done his research because Under Armour wasted no time signing Steph Curry, who was one of the biggest names in the NBA to this day. His Curry line gained attention for their performance on the court, and Steph's influence boosted Under Armour's visibility tremendously. From day one in the sneaker industry, Under Armour prided itself on innovation, infusing its shoes with cutting-edge technologies. From responsive cushioning to advanced materials, the goal was to provide athletes with an edge in performance, first and foremost. And as I stated previously, Kevin had done his homework. and Under Armour understood the power of partnerships. So they backdoored the Steph deal with other big names to promote the brand. Guys like The Rock, Tom Brady, Misty Copeland, Michael Phelps, and Cam Newton, just to name a few. By collaborating with high-profile athletes and celebrities, they aimed to capture not only the performance market, but also the lifestyle market as well. However, to capture the lifestyle market, you need one key component that Under Armour was always lacking. And that, my friends, was aesthetic. Under Armour shoes have always been as ugly as Sloth from the Goonies. And if you've never seen that movie, then shame on you. You are missing out in life. Go back and watch it now. Well, not right now. I mean, obviously, finish watching this video. And after you watch this video, then go back and watch the Goonies. But the point is, Under Armour shoes were the equivalent of Toyota Corollas in the mid-90s. I mean, sure, they got the job done and even lasted for a great deal of time. But god, do they gotta look like this? The Curry 2 got mercilessly mocked on social media. And to be fair, they did come out with some colorways that looked better than others, but the ones that were bad were full-on nuclear winter bad. Don't take my word for it. Here, have a look for yourself. The problem will present itself as a serious hurdle for Under Armour in the lifestyle market that they coveted so badly. The reason brands like Nike and Adidas do so well in this sector is because they make shoes that look good. I know, it seems like a no-brainer, right? But believe it or not, it's actually harder than it seems. Personally, I think that since we've been so conditioned to see the Nike swoosh or the Adidas 3 stripes, that it's normal to see the logo on the side of shoes. But there's something about the Under Armour logo that just looks out of place to me, being prominently and largely placed on the side of each one of his sneakers. And I'm not even saying that it's necessarily a bad logo, but it just screams bootleg to me. But I don't know, maybe it's just me being brainwashed. But looks, or lack thereof, aside, Under Armour had even more things to worry about than just that. You see, they had been experiencing financial difficulties since the start of the mid-2010s. Turns out, all that exponential growth that I told you about earlier, that they showed on paper, was actually a result of some rather tricky business practices. The company's rapid growth and expansion had led to increased inventory levels, so they began shipping out products early to retailers. Basically, they were on some, like, hey, I know it's summer, but here's the winter line, just to hold on to. It was shenanigans like this that made the sales look higher than they really were. But this type of shell game could only last for so long. To entice retailers to hold on to all this extra stuff, they offered them discounts, which the retailers in turn passed on to the customers, which in turn did not help Under Armour's bottom line, nor respect level. For some reason that's beyond me, rather than just hiring talented designers and focusing on the appeal a bit more, Kevin decided to completely ignore this in favor of innovation and function, and later in a ton of crazy tech apps that ultimately didn't help in the long run. It's almost like his thing was he wanted to make a point that he could be a success with shoes that looked awful. Not to mention, there were reports and stories of a pretty wild atmosphere going on there in the office. I mean, there were tales that Kevin would encourage the use of company funds to bankroll trips to the strip club. And I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, hey, that sounds like a pretty cool place to work for me. Until you hear about the other reported issues, such as instances of workplace bullying, claims that employees who raise concerns or complaints about workplace issues had faced retaliation, claims that favoritism and nepotism were prevalent, burning out employees with excessive pressure and reports of sexual harassment. So all in all, I mean, yeah, maybe not such a great place to work, huh? The writing was on the wall. So by 2020, Kevin stepped down as CEO and Patrick Frisk stepped in. Pat attempted to get back to the basics, dropping all of the tech apps that they had been working on. And though this did help, Pat had a tall order to fill. Not only did he have to fix the overall game plan strategy, but he had to reshape the entire company culture. Although Kevin was pivotal in launching Under Armour, and it was very realistic to say that the brand may or may not even exist without his grit and personality, in order to move to higher heights, they had to basically oust him. Which sounds bad, yeah, I know, but depending on how you're looking at it, it was the right move from a capitalist perspective. As Under Armour now reflects on its past, they have the opportunity to reinvent and to learn from their past experiences. While their presence in the sneaker world might not be as dominant as they initially hoped, the future still remains open to new possibilities. I mean, at the end of the day, there will always be a market for innovative performance-focused sportswear. So if Under Armour plays their cards right, there's no reason why they can't stick around for the long haul in that aspect. But what do you think? Were you a fan of Under Armour? Why do you think that they failed to land in the sneaker market? Hit us up in the comment section and let us know. Also, if you made it this far, then I definitely hope that you hit the like button for us. Liking and sharing the videos helps us in the YouTube algorithm so that they notice us and suggest us to more people, which we desperately need at this small point that we're at right now. And if you want to be updated every time we drop a new video, then hit the subscribe button and then a notification bell to be dinged when each new episode drops. But with that being said, I'm Nate the Great from TakeFlight214.com signing out. Until next time, peace.